Hey guys, I wanted to do a video today on cutting ocean jasper. This is a really cool material I've seen a lot of people posting about lately. It only comes out of Madagascar. It's known for its colorful orbs. This one's a nice green base with orange and yellow and white orbs inside of it. Gonna make some really sweet cabs. Polishes up really well. I'm gonna just walk you through step by step on drawing out a preform on here, cutting it out, and then finishing it into a final cabochon with my Diamond Pacific Genie machine. So let's just go ahead and get started on that. So here I'm using a template, a Great Shapes template that I got from Suva Lapidary. I'm doing my first marking in pencil, just to get an idea of it, and then I'm going back over it with this aluminum scribe. And that stays visible even when it's wet and you're running it through the saw. This is a 6-inch high-tech diamond saw that I'm using with a sintered blade. It runs on water with a water additive. And then we just slowly push our stone into the blade till it catches, and then feed it straight through. You can only do straight lines with this type of saw. So we're sped up here in the video. This is a really hard material, so it does take a little bit longer to cut. This blade has also been used a lot, so it is a little more dull than a new blade might be. So depending on the hardness of the stone, there are different saws that you might want to use, different blades, some that are thinner that preserve more material, but if you're doing a hard agate or jasper like this, you're going to want something a little more durable and thicker of a blade. So here we have the two preforms we just cut, and you can see when they're backlit they are translucent with all these orbs that are floating in there. Then we go ahead and dop it. I'm going to add a video here that I've done on dopping. From there, that helps you control your stone as you're cutting. I did do the initial shaping on an 80 hex wheel that I'm not showing here, but after that I then go back to just a standard 80. And I'm going to go ahead and shape the sides first. I do a lot of work from the back of the stone. And once I have that shaped how I want it, then I'm going to move over to the 220 wheel and just smooth out my sides before I do the final shaping of the dome on the stone. Okay, so the sides look good. Now I'm back to the 80 wheel to finish the dome. And I work in a circular motion, both with my hands and with my fingers. So I'm spinning the stone and trying to hit it from a bunch of different angles. And you want to be able to see the top of the stone when you're actually doing the shaping. Now we're on to the 220, and we're just going to kind of work in the same motion throughout the rest of the wheels. Again, the circular motion is really important to get rid of the scratches. And now on to the 280. This is a diamond resin wheel made by Diamond Pacific. All these wheels are Diamond Pacific, really good quality. And we're going to just do the same motions on this, and then we're going to go through the rest of the progression. I didn't want to bore you too much going through each wheel, so I did the 600, the 1200, and then the pink one is the 3000. And now I'm actually stopping it, and I'm going to remove this entire mandrel on the right. You just hold the left side and spin off the right side, and the whole thing comes off. And then this new one that I'm placing on has just finishing wheels, so it has 8,000, 14,000, and then the white one is actually cerium. With this, I'm going straight from the 8,000 to the cerium. With agates and jasper, you really don't need to go all the way to the 14 and then the cerium. I do recommend a cerium oxide for finishing agates, jasper, also quartz. And now that that's done, we're going to work on the back. So I just start with doing a beveled edge along the back, kind of at a 45-degree angle. On a hard stone, I'll start on the 220. On a softer stone, I'll just do it on the 280 resin, and then just run that through all the other wheels. And I always finish the backs of my cabs. I used to just do the flat surfaces on the wheels, but I since have upgraded to this system. This is a metal backing plate that then I'm going to add magnetic pads that Diamond Pacific makes, and this is starting at the 280, and it's the same progression: 280, 600, 1200, 3000. And here I'm just making sure that it's centered. You want to make sure that it's centered so it doesn't wobble and throw your wheels off balance at all. And we're using these little plastic holders that you place the geyser in that angles them to shoot onto the end pad. So once that's been sufficiently polished, we're just going to move on through the progression of the flat laps. So here's the 600, and we're just going to do the same thing through all the 4 pads. And here are the next ones, the 1200 and the 3000. And I do finish with a felt pad with cerium oxide on it. But here's the finished product. It looks great and now is ready to be set in some awesome jewelry. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time.